And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your
We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans. We are the last Americans.
Yeah, bitches!
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show on this fabulous Wednesday.
Woo! Oh, shit. There goes my stuff again.
You can't get that excited.
I can't. No. This fucking shield just keeps on falling off on the damn wall. But look, this is my Jon Snow figure.
Oh, okay.
And
You got him holding an American flag?
I mean, I guess I stole it from my wife. But yeah, so like, check this out. So he's like holding up his sword, but I placed an American flag in his way.
Oh, shit.
I know the camera's all kind of funky right now, but you guys get what I'm going here. So if this guy comes after your ass in battle,
yeah.
Man, you're shitting your pants right away.
It kind of looks like
got a long ass sword.
Kind of almost like a Mel Gibson feel.
Well, yeah, except for, not as badass, because no one can be as badass as Mel Gibson.
That's true. That's true.
I mean, it's hard to beat that. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. A lot of shit's going on, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's actually
shit's
some
falling off my walls.
There actually some interesting stuff happening.
Interesting and fucking morbid, dude. Another school shooting.
Yeah, that sucks.
And like I was actually thinking about this. I'm like, would the majority of people trade the option for to arm ourselves, the constitutional right to arm ourselves with guns for their kids' safety? Now, like as a father, I was literally like going, dude, I'd give up my son, give up my gun to save my son.
I'd give up my son.
Freudian slip.
I'd give up my son for sure.
I would say, here's my gun. Do not touch my son or my daughter or my other son. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, kids versus the value of weapons. And I get it. Like, you got to like detach yourself from this and you got to think big picture. Mm-hmm. It's not just about you and your family. It's about what this country stands for. Right. And so it would be very, very hard to do, but you ultimately,
Yeah. I don't know. Do you even choose at all? Or you just say, you raise up your middle finger and you say, come try to take either of them.
Yeah. Or you use the gun to protect you and your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like that idea better. But that is one of those things, dude, where it's just, you get these kids. Apparently the rumor is that this kid was on like some sort of serotonin uptake inhibitor, SRI,
Serotonin?
Yeah. It's one of those antidepressant drugs.
Yeah.
And you look at mass shooters and they're all on these fucking SSRI, whatever, uptake
all of them.
inhibitors and all that shit, right?
They're all on some kind of fucking shit. Some kind of antidepressant shit.
Yeah. And then you hear like these people are like, don't blame the drugs. Don't blame the drugs. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to blame the drugs.
Well,
what else is it?
Well, yeah, there's only so many things that you could point to. It's either bad upbringing.
Mm-hmm. That too.
It's either the kid's getting picked on at school and no one's like trying to help him, so he retaliates.
Yeah.
Or he's got stuff wrong in his head and parents maybe are trying to do the right thing, or somebody is, and they're taking him to a professional and then they're filling him full of fucking drugs and just making it
the
fucking
professionals,
worse.
Dude. Well, and that's the thing is, this even goes back into the whole 17 boards and all that shit where they're saying, follow the mass shootings, follow like the doctors, the psychiatrists that all of these mass shooters go to. Why are these people not being interviewed? Like, bring in the doctors who are talking to this person. Now, This is an extreme case, or an extremely rare case, because the shooter is still alive.
Yes.
So we got this guy. He's 14 years old. He's going to be charged as an adult. He killed 2 other 14-year-old kids.
Was it 2? I thought it was 4.
Yeah, I bookmarked the names, so I mean we can give them some respect here. The names are. You got them in front of you?
I'm looking for which one it is.
It is right here, right at the top here. So Mason Schermerhorn, Christian Angulo.
Oh, there we go.
Or Angulo. There were 2 teachers, Richard Aspinwall and Christina Irimi. Now, if I butchered any of those names, which I likely did, apologies. But hey, this kid had a psychiatrist. He was on drugs. MK'd Ultra is his ass. I mean, Miss Cupcake in the chat saying they're all on that MK Ultra, you know?
Well, they say they don't do that anymore. So
Yeah. They also say they don't, you know, turn the frogs gay.
It's funny that we don't do that anymore. So you did do it.
Yeah, right? Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
What?
They
Yeah, I
do.
mean, it's proven.
They did.
MK Ultra did happen, dude.
But apparently they don't anymore, which, I mean, how you can't take anything they say as truth.
Right? It's like, oh, when did you stop doing anything that was malicious and evil? That you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
any form of way to control the people.
Exactly.
Like
When did you all of a sudden decide, oh, we're just gonna not try to take control over people?
Yeah, I mean, because imagine what if? And before I say this, it's interesting that the monarch butterfly is going extinct. Everybody, did you know this?
I did not know this.
It's endangered now. It's like its population has drastically decreased, and the monarch butterfly is associated with MK Ultra.
Oh, how?
It's just a symbol for, you know, that's I don't know, dude. I haven't like researched it all that much, but it's one of those symbols, the whole Illuminati and MK Ultra. So it's something about opening up your wings, turning in from a cocoon, and you're gonna let them go as you know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, dude. might be one of those like Rorschach test things.
Or maybe like, what do you see in the image here?
Yeah, I see a butterfly. Once you see the butterfly, they know they got your ass. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. So basically, it's just it's become synonymous with MK Ultra for whatever reason.
Yeah, dude. And you'll see like a bunch of celebrities.
So what is
many celebrities with the monarch butterfly.
So what does that mean? It's going extinct. Like, what? Why is that interesting?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, you're saying like, hey, they don't do that anymore. So the MK Ultra is going extinct as the monarch butterfly. The symbol for MK Ultra is also going extinct.
Okay.
It's kind of a weird,
the weird coincidental symbolism there.
Yes, dude.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, it is weird that the kid's still alive. That usually doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
And
I'm wondering what they can get out of this guy, like what information they can get.
Yeah, I'm sure they're gonna run him through the ringer of questioning. But once again, the fucking FBI knew about this kid being a risk a year ago, at least a year ago.
Yeah,
because there was documentation. They just released a thing saying that they had met with him at his home, questioned him about weird shit that he was like looking at or into or whatever, and.
Why are you killing these animals, son?
Nothing to see here. We're just gonna let this one go, and we'll see where it takes us.
Well, dude, so like pull that up. This is the libs of TikTok. They have like the FBI issuance, this whatever the hell the response.
Yeah.
And it says what the FBI Atlanta responded earlier today to Apalachee High School following reports of an active shooter throughout the day. FBI personnel have been coordinating and supporting local and state law enforcement, blah, 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 blah. In May 2023, the FBI's National Threat Operations Center received several anonymous tips about online threats to commit a school shooting at an unidentified location and time. The online threats contained photographs of guns. Within 24 hours, the FBI determined that the online post originated in Georgia, and the FBI's Atlanta field office referred the information to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office at action. So the sheriff's office located the possible subject, a 13-year-old male, interviewed him and his father. The father stated that he had hunting guns in the house, but the subject did not have unsupervised access to them. The subject denied making threats online. Jackson County alerted local schools for continued monitoring of the subject, right? But it's like, this is what I kind of wanted to talk about is like, where is the fine line here? Because you can't violate the constitutional right, like the Bill of Rights, like leave me the fuck alone. I didn't do anything wrong. Like where the red flag laws, that's what this all brings in to me. It's like, yes, you've identified a weird threat, like whatever he did, he posted a picture of guns. That doesn't even sound.
I don't know what makes that weird.
You know what I mean?
There's
And
so many people that post pictures of guns. Like,
yeah. Well, and was this guy the only shooter? That's what I want to know, because there were some videos going around of people saying multiple shooters. You know, there was a guy who was being reported here. I bookmarked it, Shadow of Ezra, where you have like two different videos, it looks like. But in the video, the witness says one of the shooters.
The one on the where he's filming his TV?
Yeah, it says a grandmother of 3 claims that there were multiple shooters involved at the school.
Okay, do you want to watch this real quick?
Yeah, let's do that.
This shooter, did they see anybody? Have they heard if that was a student at the school?
Well, they said that it was students that was at the school the previous year, and it was more than one shooter. They said that it was 3 different shooters because they had heard shots on different areas of the school campus. So my oldest granddaughter is in the 12th grade. Then I have 2 that's in the 9th grade. And so my grandson, one of his friends, was shot and killed. And my granddaughter, one of her best friend's sister, was shot in the arm. But I don't know if she's okay.
See? So, I mean, and then I don't know what the next one is. Is that like a picture of somebody? I don't even know if that's a video or not, but...
The cops came in.
It is a video. It's like a kid, it's a kid talking or something.
Yeah, he says one of the shooters.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's listen to this.
Check it out.
After the cops came in, after they had one of the shooters in custody, so they had us walking out with our hands up, and they were telling us to go to the left, to come out through actually these doors right here, and they told us to come back. And when I looked to my left side on the floor, I saw one of the shooters, and then like I would say 10 inches before that, there was a kid that was deceased, and then I had to exit to go to the field where everybody's at right now.
Okay.
So even the kids are recognizing like there was probably more than one.
Well, yeah, I mean, you had the children or the granddaughters calling the grandma saying like, hey, we're in 2 different areas. We can hear gunshots coming from different locations. I mean, multiple shooters.
Well, I mean, that
one only gets perpetrated here.
Well, that's what makes this one really interesting is they got the one alive. So,
yeah.
And he's just a kid. So is he, now that he's in custody, is he just going to spill the fucking beans on if there was more? Was there other people involved? Like, did he do this alone? Why? If he did, why did he do it? Like, why was he even a part of this? Who else was he in contact with?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or they're just going to, like, they're going to frickin' Julius. What's that guy's name? Cesar Chavez, the white van.
Oh, yeah, he's just going to disappear.
Yeah, you're never going to hear a word out of this guy's mouth.
Maybe.
And, like, think about it. This guy is super impressionable. He's 14 years old, so they can threaten him. They can make him piss his pants, bro.
Oh, yeah.
So he's not going to talk at all. He's going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do what you want me to do. You know, like, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just
long thoughts, long breaths.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this one yet.
Well, Aeolus in the chat says election season. Yeah.
Well, yeah,
So-
and they immediately came out and started talking about gun regulations. Like immediately. Like it
dude.
it wasn't even I saw a clip of what's her fucking name, the press secretary chick talking about we need universal background checks.
Jean-Claude Pierre?
Yeah, the Pierre.
Ah.
Yeah, I saw the notification. I seen notifications like all morning about this going on today.
Yeah.
And then within the hour, I seen a notification that she was doing a press thing and was talking about gun regulations. I'm like,
Exactly.
Are you fucking kidding? Like,
Dude,
that's
why
the
wouldn't
ploy.
they?
That's the ploy.
That's what
Always.
they want.
It's always the ploy.
Yeah. And, you know, it's like, I mean, even Trump is on board. Like, after the Parkland shooting, he was calling for red flag laws, dude. He had like a whole conference. He's like, this is why I'm calling for red flag laws. Even like he said that verbatim. And then I remember he was at like a roundtable discussion with, a bunch of people from Congress and Mike Pence, and they were talking about what can we do? Like everybody's saying, do something.
Yeah.
It's like, what can we do? We want to like make sure that we keep an eye on these, hazardous individuals, but we don't want to inflict anything like, we have to go through due process. And Trump butted in and goes, no, Mike, I want to take the guns first and then due process later. He's like, you due process, it takes too long. Like you gotta, it's just like it take weeks or months. You got to take the guns first. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
What is this, Trump?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I could see taking the guns first if the person that threw up a red flag has already done something illegal.
Well, if you did something illegal with the weapon, yeah.
Well, it doesn't even have to be with a weapon, because if you're a felon or you're something like that, like if you have legal shit going on, you can't go buy a gun anyway.
Yeah. That's another thing too. Like I think that's unconstitutional, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And
maybe.
it's like, because you're a felon doesn't mean like you shouldn't have a gun. I mean, that's like, if you piss in public and they charge you as like a sexual deviant, you know what I mean? So it's like,
oh yeah,
one of those
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's stuff that doesn't make sense about it, obviously. And
well,
there
it's
shouldn't
unconstitutional.
Well, most of the laws about who can and can't bear arms is unconstitutional.
Yeah.
So
did you hear? I have this app where I'm looking at like votes coming up, like in the House, in the Senate, and I'm just like interested to see, okay, what are they voting on? There was one that was introduced by a Democrat that said if you are a felon, you can no longer get Secret Service coverage. And I'm like, okay, so this is obviously aimed at Trump. Like you want Trump to die. It's like you couldn't be even more obvious.
Because that happens so much that we just we need to make some regulation on this. No,
right,
that's
so,
very pinpointed.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so Secret Service is clearly just for presidential, people.
God.
I don't know. It was just like, oh, okay, that's not going to go anywhere.
No.
But yeah, it's just like, this whole school shooting thing, like I freak out. We all have kids.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's happening not just in like liberal areas. This happens in like Texas a lot. It happened in Georgia. Yeah. I mean, these are deep South Republican areas.
Well, and if you want to go real conspiracy about it, and there was some deep state people behind the influencing of stuff like this, that's where you would kind of want it to happen, right?
Yeah,
because you kind of want
to be like, hey, look, it's not safe here.
Yeah, because the people that are in the big Democratic cities, they're already on board with taking guns. The people that are at your base, they're already on board. So now you need, if you were really that sick and evil to do something like this to try to influence decision making and lawmaking, then you would need to do it in a place that is maybe going to push people over the edge and sway people that wouldn't normally vote that way in the first place.
Agreed. And the goal is, let's put eyeballs on these Republican cities, these Republican states that are all about guns, and let's really show them how unsafe guns are.
Mm-hmm.
And, with a bunch of dead kids, I'm not saying there was a bunch of dead, but I mean, even one dead kid, that's horrific.
It's too much.
So I'm just saying, like, the gun didn't kill people. The fucked up kid killed the person.
Well, I don't know how accurate it is, but I thought I read earlier that there was a call warning the schools about a shooting that was being planned.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fucking didn't save it, but I feel like I seen somebody post, or there was a headline or something saying that either the school or somebody got a call saying that there was a plan to have a school shooting at 5 different schools.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it's saying right here, breaking 911, FBI says alleged Apache school shooter Colt Gray, that's the shooter's name,
Yeah.
was investigated last year for making online threats to commit a school shooting. So maybe that's what he did when he posted those guns.
Oh, okay.
Maybe there was some context there that wasn't included, but it had to do with the school shooting. So yeah, dude, I would not be surprised. And that's another thing, dude, is like the whole, like, they want people to be upset, it seems. They want people to be upset that the FBI was tracking this kid and didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Because they want the FBI to do something about it, right? So it's like, that is where you're going to get these red flag laws. You're going to get people that are supporting this saying like, hey, follow these weirdos, follow these like, mentally unstable people, and let's take away their rights. Let's take away their guns. Let's make sure that like they can't hurt anybody. And it's pre-crime, dude. It's like totally unconstitutional. Like I don't even know where to begin with this shit.
What was
but
that?
It's like,
what was that fucking movie with Tom Cruise?
Minority Report.
Minority Report. That's exactly what it is.
But I mean, if I had 3 oracles that just swam naked every day, I would trust that way more than I trust the judicial system right now. I mean, depending what they look like. Well, I mean, one of them was hot.
If at least one of them was hot, yeah, I'd probably have some trouble making decisions.
That's true.
Like, they could tell me whatever they wanted, and I'd be like, yep.
They're like,
you're totally
in
right.
3 hours, you're going to have a cum stain on your shirt because you accidentally did not get it out of the way. Oh, no.
Oh, you were right again.
Dang it, she was right.
Oh, God. But who's to say Oracle has to be a female? What if
It doesn't.
What if it's a naked dude swimming around?
Oh, God. Kill that oracle
at that
immediately.
point,
Get it
would
out
you
of here.
even trust what he says at all?
No, I'd say you're horny. Get out of here. You're faking gay. Yeah,
God.
I would not. I'd be like, dude, nice try. Ain't gonna happen.
To me, this whole thing, like here in Texas, there are some schools. I don't know if it's all of them, but there are some schools that do have armed police officers on guard, and they're there, and that is their job to be there and protect the school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a bill going through or here too that is going to allow teachers to be armed if they want to be.
They should be.
So
I mean, they should get training and be armed.
That is the only way to deter this kind of shit.
Yep.
Because without, there's no other way to prevent stuff like this from happening without infringing on people's constitutional rights. Like, they're allowed to have guns. They're allowed to think whatever they want. They have freedom of speech. Like, you can, like, the government, obviously, the FBI goes, oh, he's saying some weird shit. We should probably just watch what he says, and, like, maybe we can catch him before he does something. But you can't fucking just go in and be like, oh, you said some weird shit. Now we're going to take all your stuff. Like,
right?
You can't do that. So the only way to prevent things from, like, this from happening is create an environment that they wouldn't want to go in and try to do that in the first place.
Exactly. Become the wild, wild west again. You know what I mean?
Well, more controlled, obviously.
Pow, 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 pow. Give me my beer, bitch.
A duel at high noon.
Yeah. You stepped on my loincloth. I challenge you to a duel.
Did they have loincloths in the Wild West?
I don't know. Someone did.
But, I mean,
your handkerchief.
To me, that is the only way that it's going to make a dent in this being a thing.
Absolutely, dude. If you look at where school shootings or where shootings happen, like 98% of them happen in gun-free zones, or it's 90-something%. I don't know the absolute stat.
Yeah, because they can go in without fear of retaliation, and then they have all the control at that point.
Yeah. It's like they want to shoot people before they shoot themselves. Most of the time.
Well, that's what makes this one weird, is this guy's alive. So, I mean, all this stuff coming out now, obviously it's very early in the game right now with information on this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, hopefully they can get some stuff out of him, but we'll see.
Well, if you look at the Parkland shooting, Nicholas Cruz, remember, he is still alive too. They just tried him and all this shit. Like he's going away for a while.
Yeah.
But I do remember in the Parkland shooting, there was one clip, and I posted it to the Telegram because I want to make sure that it's backed up and it's there, even though Telegram, who the hell knows what's going to happen, that the CEO got arrested and all that shit.
Yeah.
But there's a clip on ABC News where a school teacher was getting interviewed, and she was saying how, how heroic this whole thing was because, like, she went out in the hallway, she got all the kids into her classroom, told them to get out under the desk. And then, like, when she went out to close the door, she peeked out and she was like, oh, the police are here. Because she saw everybody in, like, just totally gowned up
Like
and, like,
riot
just
gear style.
armor,
shit.
riot
Yeah.
gear, like, blah, 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 blah. But the students who were there with Nicholas Cruz basically said that he was walking with the students on the way out as the shooting was happening. There was one blonde girl who was being interviewed saying, like, hey, yeah, I saw the guy that's being accused of this, Nick, and I, like, went up to him and, like, they think it's you, right? And he's like, huh?
Whoa.
And, like, if you follow the timeline, like, he got to the school, like, via Uber, and then, like, he had, like, a bag or something, so people were saying, well, he had the riot gear in his bag and he just changed it to it really quick. But, like, the time between he got dropped off at the Uber to when the shooting started at the Parkland shooting was, like, like less than a minute. So I'm like, how could this guy get dressed in all of this freaking riot gear that fast? You know what I mean? And just, like, it didn't really make sense to me as far as, like, him being the only shooter as well. Now we're seeing that there's 3 at least per that phone call.
Well, just that was the grandma on the phone call, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she said the shooters was speaking plural.
Well,
And
she
they-
said at least three places.
and then the
right?
kid said a couple times one of these shooters. So, like, multiple people that were either called or were there were recognizing that clearly there was more than one.
Yeah. So that just doesn't add up. Same thing with, like, the Trump shooting, right? Or the Trump fake assassination attempt, whatever you want to say it is.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't think the guy on the roof who got killed was the only shooter there. We'll just put it that way. I don't know. I don't have any proof to say one way or the other, but it's like you have to have a backup plan in case this MK Ultra kid doesn't follow through. If you're thinking on this logical timeline, if you're thinking like, I paid for this kid, or I'm planning for this kid to go in and do this shooting, then it's like, you got to have a plan B because you got to take away the guns. That's what this is all about.
So if the kid, say this kid, what was his name? Gray?
Yeah, something Gray. I don't know.
Say this kid was like an MK Ultra subject.
Mm-hmm.
Would he still be under the MK Ultra hypnosis?
I don't know. It's like, does it last forever? Like,
I don't know.
Life?
Like if once the thing is done that they want them to do, does it just like boom, click, it's off, or is he just under that hypnosis or under that fucking thing forever or for a while?
Yeah.
Because like
what would his trigger word be? You know, like,
I don't know. Like
trigger word
if
is
they're
locks
questioning him, is he going to give the MK Ultra answers, or is he going to give, hey, I'm a 14-year-old kid answers?
Like, Google Gaga, leave me alone.
Like,
I don't do anything.
Like, even if there was other people involved, a 14-year-old kid being questioned by fucking FBI and shit isn't gonna hold fucking strong, unless he's there. Obviously, he's gonna have representation, I assume. So maybe the lawyers are just gonna be like, don't say fucking shit. But I assume if they ever got him alone, he's just gonna fucking talk and talk and talk. He's a fucking kid.
Yeah.
But if he's MK Ultra'd during the questioning, would he say anything? Or would he come up with a different thing that was like lead them in a different direction?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it just depends on who's doing the MK Ultra, because if the people who are doing the MK Ultra are the people who are interviewing him, then it's like a wash. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, we did our job. He's good. He's not going to say anything. Lock him up, everybody. I don't know. But Danielson did post in the Telegram here about the phone call that you were talking about. So thank you, Danielson. This is from CNN. Apalachee High School received a phone call this morning that warned about shootings, officials say. And this is saying that a high school at the center of today's mass shooting in Georgia received an earlier phone threat. Multiple law enforcement officials tell CNN. They say that the school received a phone call this morning warning that there would be shootings at 5 schools and that at least Apalachee would be the first. They don't know when the call or who the call was. Oh, wait. It's not known who placed the call. Officials tell CNN they are investigating the call and where it originated from.
Doesn't matter. You had a call saying that there's going to be 5 fucking school shootings, and your school is going to be the first one, and you didn't do anything.
Right?
You
like,
didn't.
That's like immediately send kids home. Like,
you
okay,
did nothing. You just let them fucking walk in. Well, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, how does that happen? Like, of all the how many of these have happened over the years, and you had a forewarning, and you still did nothing?
Yeah, like, I don't think any of the other schools had that forewarning.
I don't think so either.
Not on the day of.
That drives me nuts. Like, that piece of fucking evidence right there, or whatever you fucking want to call it, the fact that they had someone call them and say, hey, we're going to fucking shoot up schools, and, oh, fuck. And then, also, we're going to do 4 other ones, including the one you guys are at, but we're not going to do anything right now. So we're just going to see how this goes, and, like, maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't.
Well, it begs the question, was the school in on it? Like, why would they not send the kids home? Would they just be like, oh, this is just another... Like, because whenever there's, like, a bomb threat, there's at least, like, a fire drill or, like, hey, kids got to get out of the school for however many hours. We got to do our sweep. We got to look for stuff.
Yeah.
And so, what's up, David Boy?
What's up, dude?
So, like, this school shooting, the school received a phone call this morning that there was going to be a mass shooting at their school first, and then there was going to be 4 other schools that got shot up.
Yeah.
So.
And they didn't do anything?
They didn't fucking do anything.
They did not.
Like, how do you not do anything? You get it.
Man.
I remember when I was in school, and I actually, I'm going to, like, not the 2-man horn, because this is, like, it's a fucked up thing. But
Get angry, Chris.
I seen a fucking, somebody had wrote on the desk in one of my classes that they were going to do something like that at our school. And I got a hold of, hey, I didn't like, hey, over here, I got a fucking, I just went up to the teacher and said, hey, there's some stuff written on the desk, and you should probably know about it. And then she came over and read it. And then cops came to the school. They figured out, like, who was, when it was written and stuff, because they went back in different classes and asked people, hey, was it there when you were sitting there? And they figured out who did it, and then they fucking talked to the kid and prevented shit from happening. You had a straight up fucking phone call saying, hey, this school's going to get shot up. It's going to be the first of 5.
Yeah.
And you did no precautionary fucking measures.
Something tells me that as this story progresses throughout the week, or even into next week, you're going to find out about the origins of the call. Who was it on the other end of the call, like from the school, who did nothing? That person is going to be in the spotlight, whether it's the principal, whether it's the assistant, whatever, who the fuck. Like, this whole story is going to last a while because they need it to last a little bit, to push the gun control measures, to push, like, harder regulation in schools. I don't know. I could just see them using this event for at least a week or 2. So I don't know. Sad.
Yeah, what little I do know of it. This is one of those things where it kind of goes against the narrative that this is done for the sake of passing law for gun control. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously the root of it seems, obviously I don't even know all the details, but I know there was some death, right? 4 people.
I think there was 2 that were actually
2 kids, 2 adults.
So 4 total.
Yep.
But
there's like 30 people injured too.
Yeah. I mean, but see, that all, obviously that your head goes to gun control, right? Because that's kind of the narrative. But
they came out, like we were just talking, like they came out immediately, like within the hour.
Yeah, Pierre
pushing for gun control.
Yeah, but that's fine. They're going to. But I'm just saying the narrative of the public, the general viewer of it, is not going to be on gun control, because this was a preventable situation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if you look at the negligence of seemingly what the school may or may not have done, I think people go, wait, fuck your gun control. Why? Listen, we had a direct threat and you didn't do anything about it. Like, how is like the gun control? Yeah, fine, there was guns, but you also knew that it was happening and you refused to do something about it. This would never be okay in any situation. If you knew, some dad was going to beat his kid, and you didn't step in, that would be on you too. You know what I'm saying? This, so why was it not taken care of? I think in Uvalde, it's just another situation where, yes, people died, but what became the narrative? It wasn't the gun control. It was, why did the police not do what they were supposed to do?
Yeah.
And it depends on what side you're on, though, because like I can see them setting up perfectly, and you're making a good point. They're setting up perfectly the left-right paradigm, where these talking points are going to go. The obvious solution is the school received a threat. They should have done something about it. And that's what the Republicans, the right, are going to focus on. The left will focus on gun control. How did this guy get the gun? How did this kid get his guns? Like, why didn't the dad have the guns locked up? We should have done something to protect them from the guns.
So
it's going to be this like struggle.
Let me ask you, because I really don't know. What was the incident? Because I was at work, guys. Obviously, I'm late because I was working. My wife texted me and she said, obviously, it's election season. And then she messaged me the screenshot. Was it a student or was it a what's the situation? It was a student that brought a gun.
So it was a 14-year-old boy who shot two 14-year-old kids dead.
Okay.
Shot like 30 people overall. Two teachers were dead. And he laid down his gun and he's still alive. He was arrested alive.
Okay.
So
that's rare.
Kind of like a Parkland shooter where you have this now, perpetrator. Yeah. He's behind bars, but he's 14 years old. I don't think he's going to squeal. I think he's going to like piss his pants when he's being, interviewed by the FBI, whoever.
Do you think so? Because I feel like if you get to the mindset of killing people in that stage, like, what you think a cop's scary? I mean, you just blew people's heads off, and you're like, you think a cop's going to be intimidating? Like, I think you kind of stepped over the threshold of you're sane.
Yeah, but
at
the same time, at 14 years old, I don't think you necessarily fully think through the repercussions of your actions.
Ah, shit. I mean,
well, dude, yeah, you're brave as fuck when you have a gun and you're shooting defenseless people, but when you have other grown men yelling at you in a room, like, you're gonna be pissing yourself.
Yeah,
you're gonna be like, oh shit.
You're probably right. So wait, so listen. So when was the call made?
I don't know. So they just said they received one, and
they received.
Like that, I think it said that morning, right?
They received a call early before school from him or from
this
somebody
morning.
else?
Yeah, this morning. This was a warning that there would be 5 schools and that Apalachee would be the first. This was according to law enforcement officials, and this was a CNN article here. So
they don't know if he was the one that called or if somebody else. Okay. So
yeah,
why is it that when
they're investigating the origination or the original phone call.
Why is it that when there's a bomb threat, the school locks down? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a police, when they're in a high-speed chase and there's a person running around, they're chasing a person, they lock the school down immediately.
Yeah.
Because they don't want that person obviously running the school taking hostages. So yeah, this is an absolute failure.
Like
a failure of the school
at the very
district.
least, you could have been like, okay, last minute, we're doing 2 hours late, and we're gonna check everybody at the door.
You just
at the very least.
Yeah, I'm curious on the time frame, right? Like, was it before students got there?
When they got the phone call?
What was said? Why would you not lock the doors and have all students? I just feel like there's a lot of ways you could do this. You could say all the students have to put their backpacks in the hallway and then lock your doors. That way, if somebody had a weapon in their bag, it's not accessible anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if they had it out and everything started happening like as they walked in, or if he was already in the school and then they brought everything out. I don't know. I don't think those details are available yet.
Well, I want to know, what weapon did he use? Because 30 people were injured. Yeah. I mean, he had a large magazine there, bro.
Or he just had lots of,
Well, and that's what we were talking about earlier, too, is there was a grandma that got called by a student that was her grandson or granddaughter. I forget what it was. And there was a kid that they interviewed. Both of them said multiple shooters.
Yeah, so the grandma was saying that the granddaughters go to school there, and they were reporting that the shots were being fired from multiple sections of the school.
Yeah. So
and they said that they reported up to 3 different shooters.
Yeah, that's possible.
And then
Absolutely,
then the one kid said had like he came around and seen one of the shooters. He kept saying one of the shooters.
Yeah, one of the shooters was arrested.
Yeah, listen, that's obviously very possible. But I'll say this as just a counter. We all know how schools are in general. There's lots of hallways. There's U-shaped hallways.
Yeah, what's that fucking game where you fucking tell somebody one thing, you sit in a circle, you whisper something.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like when you fire when you fire a gun in the hallway.
Oh, like the echo.
The echoes would travel to different parts of the hallway.
Chris is confusing reverberation with the telephone game.
Yeah. No, I feel like the sound travels, and he may be shooting over here, but because of the echo, it's coming across on this hallway.
Maybe.
A lot of places have full circled hallways, or U-shaped hallways, and so I'm just saying that it's possible that somebody could be here. I'm a huge fan of a Donut Operator, so I watch a lot of those gun videos, and police shootings. And I just watched the one where the guy in Allen, Texas, where there was the mass shooting, and the police officer that was a badass that took that fucker down.
Yeah.
But when the shots were happening, like, it's so loud, and it sounds like, because it's echoing down halls and shit.
You get disoriented on.
It's a little funky. So it's not shocking that.
I don't know the layout of the school though. I mean, I'm assuming it's an outdoor school because it's in Georgia. It's probably hot. I don't know.
An outdoor school.
You think? I don't know, man.
Yeah, like outdoor hallways and all that stuff.
I feel like that's not nearly as common as people think. Like, we don't have any here that I'm aware of. And it's hot as balls. You know what I'm saying? I think that's not as common, like to have the outside, especially now.
I've never seen a school like that. Is there schools like that?
Mark Morris High School.
All the hallways are just outside?
Well, they're just outside.
Even my elementary school in California was. Yeah,
and our elementary school up in Washington was too. All the classroom doors were outside.
Yep.
Weird.
Yeah, there are schools like that. So, to be fair, we don't know anything about it.
Not my school. Everything was inside.
I think that the school has a lot to answer for, man. They really have a lot to answer for, and that lawsuits are going to be motherfucking crazy, dude.
If they had clearly had forewarning.
Yeah.
And if I honestly don't know. There hasn't really been anything reported what fucking measures they took to try to like eliminate this threat.
Sure. Yeah.
But
is that your knee, Chris?
Yeah, that's my knee.
My God.
What?
I haven't seen something so hairy and white in my life.
Well, I was getting comfortable, and
I haven't
then now
seen your knee in like 17 years since you left Longview.
Well, the knee part is a little whiter than below the knee, but
it looks like a stub from my angle. You know what I'm saying? It looks like somebody got some leg cut off there. You know what I mean?
Kablamo!
Oh, shark attack.
My legs aren't that hairy, dude.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, you got decently hairy legs.
I do got decent.
I don't have hair at all on my legs. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm a little hairless.
Well, I mean, so to close this topic out, because Chris, you do have a topic, a scientific breakthrough that could change the world that I do want to hear about.
Yeah,
is that serious?
Kinda.
I saw it here, but
kinda.
It's kinda.
We've done a couple of those in the past.
Yeah, dude. So I mean, I think that as this progresses, you're going to see more and more information come out about why didn't the school do anything about this. This is going to be the main topic about this.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think Republicans focus in on.
Sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think people are going to dig into that. Like, how could have this been prevented, especially if they got a warning call?
Yeah, yeah. Because we know they're going to happen. It's going to happen whether we like it or not. And the whole idea is how do we prevent it?
It's going to be attempted.
And they had an opportunity to prevent this, or at least mitigate this to some form, and they did not. So
absolutely,
yeah. All right. So what's the breakthrough, man? I want to know
what's this breakthrough?
Is this a dick extending breakthrough? Like a
no, I wish.
Oh man,
you'd definitely be breaking.
Come on,
through.
give me past the 5-inch mark, baby.
Breaking through those jeans.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
No, there was a breakthrough in electromagnetic levitation, apparently, and I thought this was very interesting.
Whoa, wait. So Chris Angel broke this theory like 12 years ago.
Oh, okay.
Mind freak.
No.
Oh, so you got to say it says in a potentially groundbreaking.
Well, yeah, yes, potentially groundbreaking. So apparently, this plasma physicist, whatever that is, John Brandenburg. Oh yeah, I said that really.
You said it real fancy, bro.
Brandenburg.
He reported successful laboratory demonstrations of gravity modification using electromagnetic fields. And immediately I was like, ooh, that could be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because, like, especially if you're able to manipulate gravity, now we have shit just like fucking aliens do.
Maybe.
Well, they already do have like electromagnetic train tracks, right, where the trains will float on the train
Yes,
track.
but he did this in like a very small. Obviously, he did this in a very small thing. The first demonstration started with like balloons, and then he ranged up to 3-phase electricity like power.
I love how like you're just insatiable, like your burping power. It's just like I got real good. Dude, that's what happens. Like beer will do that to you. It'll give you the burp sometimes.
So my first thought is like, okay, so this is the thing. This is what's gonna kickstart the revolution of transportation.
You think so?
I mean, why wouldn't it? Unless they're
Do
just
you
gonna be
have
like, hey, I fucking found this out. We fucking got this figured out, and then it just we're actually not gonna do anything with that.
Well,
is there an article or anything to point to? Or
there's this guy just fucking shared the news on the Mario Nawfal, whatever.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
And then
Mario.
he shared this, and I just thought it was. I mean,
they're making bold claims. You know, they're saying that this obviously could, open up space travel and certain technologies. It says the most striking result reportedly showed a 150 milligram weight loss in a coil suspended from a sensitive load cell. It's a lot of stuff, but the significance of this announcement cannot be overstated. That's obviously somebody who's saying that. You know what I mean? If Brandenburg's findings are confirmed, they would represent the first laboratory demonstration of controlled gravity modification. All that would be great, but you see these things and I just get red flags. When
what do you mean?
Well, I just first of all, who is this dude? And then when I see the little,
it's Mario Nawfal.
Yeah, when I see the little police siren thing with like alert breaking, I just immediately I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I immediately go like, oh boy, here we go. You know, it's like some over
or
the
somebody
top.
Starting a Twitter thread with "Holy schlit."
Yeah, well,
like that's like what everybody has to say, so they don't get the whole cursing.
Well, there's a
flag,
bunch of fucking articles about this guy and his discoveries. Just putting him right into the thing, it's like there's a bunch of shit about him, about the
the Brandenburg.
That physicist guy.
Secretspaceprogram.com or .org. John Brandenburg.
Okay, that's just one of them.
Oh baby,
okay.
Skeptike. I like that name, Skeptike.
That sounds like a racial slur.
Research
what did you call me?
Rational Wiki. Like, that's the issue that I have with it. Like, and maybe those are great sites. I don't know. I've never visited them, but
you want CNN to do it.
I don't want CNN to do it. I just want somebody of like that actually has some like, I don't know. I just feel like these are like, who are these people? Like, how significant is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it real? It's definitely not CNN, but what CNN or Fox does is they do have some people on there that could listen to and be like, I've seen this guy around. He definitely knows some things about it. It's like the Brett Weinsteins of the world. Like, what does he think of this shit? Or, not that he knows everything, but like somebody that has some rational idea to it.
He's more of a bigger name person that would people are going to take him more seriously.
Because I think it's going to happen someday. There's no doubt.
Well, obviously this is very like, it's breakthrough. So it's very adolescent in its fucking development here. So becoming something actually used in society is going to be fucking 50 years.
Yeah. Let me read this real quick. Rational Wiki. Okay, I don't know how real this is, but it says John E. Brandenburg is a plasma physicist who went somewhat off the rails in 2012 and started proclaiming that he saw clear evidence of a thermonuclear war on Mars in the distant past.
Oh.
This offbeat idea attracted the attention of woo peddlers. I like that name.
Woo peddlers.
And gave a mighty boost to the blah, blah, blah. So, like, is he a guy that, like, is, making...
It's just fucking crazy?
Now, this is some off rational wiki. Like, who knows what the fuck this site is? You know what I'm saying? But,
who gave a mighty boost to the sales of his books?
Both of nonfiction books and science fiction books that he wrote using the nom de plume Victor Norgardi.
Oh, so nom de plume, dude. I like that. They threw that in there.
Yeah,
I mean, he's using a fake name to do his stuff, but so did our founding fathers.
Well, and so did frickin' Garth Brooks, dude.
That's
Chris
true.
Gaines.
That's true.
True that. career and credentials. It says Brandenburg got his BA in physics from South Oregon University in Ashland. He's from Ashland, bro.
He's from Oregon.
His MS in applied science at University of California, Davis, and his PhD in theoretical plasma physics. So
he's a fucking smart dude.
Yeah, sure. You know,
dude, I've heard about this whole thing in mainstream news, dude. I heard about this not just like from this Mario guy, but this was like a story, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Okay.
But it wasn't like super fringe. Like it's making it sound very fringe because of the websites that are being pulled up.
Yeah. So, and that's what I'm saying. I certainly am not the one. I think all of us are this way. We're not the ones that are like, we need CNN to make sure that this is like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's lots of very smart people who are not a part of CNN, you know, who are not a part of Fox, who comes out and talks about these things. And I just don't know much about him. And it's something that I'm very interested in. I think we all are. I just
bookmarked something. It's like him. So like we can go to him as the direct source and just be like, okay, so what is he talking about? He posts all these like fucking formulas that like I have honestly no idea what the hell this shit is, but he gives you links to like Confluence Institute. Apparently this is something that he is involved in. So if you click on that link, I don't know if there's anything. It doesn't really look like there's that much, but
it just opens up like a PDF files.
Yeah, I see this and my brain goes like, "Fuck high school, no." You know what I mean? Like I don't want to fucking too many.
As soon as I see like this, if I see this,
yeah, I can't understand it, dude.
Yeah,
I immediately go
G sub B equals sigma alpha Q squared M to the P power.
As soon as I see that, I immediately go, "Yeah, man, I figured that out while I was sweeping the halls of college as janitor."
You know what I think
also,
of?
You know, just like the script of Good Will Hunting, except it was real life.
Or The Simpsons, dude, where they actually, the episode where they had the Higgs boson equation written on the fucking chalkboard.
Way before it even became a thing.
How?
Yeah.
How is that possible?
See, the stuff that like gets me though is like he put this out, and then like the top comment is from Fake Jesus. That's the name. It says, "Fantastic, congrats. Perhaps my proposed experiment can verify it further." And he actually commented back, "Can you change water into wine? Perhaps."
Well, it's because his name is Fake Jesus.
I know, but I'm just, it's just like, I just.
So the guy is smart and comical.
I guess.
So I trust him more now.
I guess.
Dude, I say we invite Dr. Brandenburg on the show and we ask him about this shit. Like, have him explain it.
This guy,
look at him.
Boy, he looks like he would never do our show. I gotta be honest with you.
Hell yeah, he would. Come on, dude.
He's got those.
He looks like a senator from North Carolina.
Yeah, he's got those kind eyes, though. You know what I'm saying? He's got those eyes that are kind of. They're not like. I don't know.
What's Kevin Spacey's name in House of Cards?
I don't remember.
I haven't seen that for a long time, my friend. Don't know.
He looks like that guy's name.
Listen, I think it's. Dude, I think we're bound to get to that point. And I'll say this, like, just obviously I'm leery on some of this.
Frank Underwood.
Frank Underwood. He does look like a Frank Underwood, huh?
Doesn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, my name's Frank Underwood. I'm here to solve your problems.
I'm here to change things up a bit.
I'm here to fuck with your gravity, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm good. You better solve my equation.
Yeah, think about that. That's like the new diet.
If you're
plan.
heavy,
that's the new diet.
I'm
plan.
Frank Underwood. If you're heavy, I can make you light.
I can make you lighter without making you lose any weight. You know what I'm saying? I can just put a gravity.
That's a new weight loss program.
I lost 100 pounds and I didn't do anything. Literally, I'm just floating around, dude. You know what I mean?
Thanks, Frank.
Thanks, anti-gravity. Fuck yeah.
I still have this fat ring around my waist, but the number's low.
Golly, dude. I think we probably have some of this shit. I got to be honest with you. I feel like I think the government probably has some of this shit.
Of the anti-gravity shit?
Yeah, I think so, dude.
Absolutely.
If you believe at all in like Bob Lazar.
Maybe a little.
If you believe at all in Bob Lazar, or you believe at all that we have crashed UFOs or any of that stuff, if there's anything there that says we may, like, I would have to assume that we have something like this already.
So you're thinking like there's some secret op scientists
that
are looking at this guy and going, dude, that was so 10 years ago.
Yeah. I mean, if you're not in the loop, right? Like we could, spend decades trying to figure that out. Like the private sector can spend decades trying to figure this out, yet they're underground somewhere in Nevada and they're like beyond this point. They're actually utilizing this shit in some aspects. You know, like that stuff to me is very possible.
The only thing that doesn't make any sense to me, if that was true, and say they have figured it out, and like it's like, why wouldn't you make use of it?
They probably do.
Where?
Maybe all this shit that we're seeing is it.
But
maybe a lot of it is what we're seeing.
No, I mean, do you realize how much economic fucking shit that would solve?
Yeah. I mean,
what?
If like you were able, if you did figure out that technology, and you're some fucking secret agent, fucking scientist underground in Nevada, like Dave said, and you figured this shit out, Bob Lazar style.
Mm-hmm.
Why wouldn't, as the country, why wouldn't you say, hey, we can relieve so much fucking shit with this? Like, not only can we use it for military purposes, but also economic purposes. And we can fix and solve so many problems.
What economically, though? Like, what,
yeah, they're making so much money right now off gas, dude.
Like, what economical aspects are you thinking?
Roads, exactly. We wouldn't have to build so many fucking roads, and we wouldn't have to maintain all these roads so much because we're not actually riding on them anymore.
Well, that's like, they want you to ride on them because they want you to buy cars. They want you to, like, even like electric vehicles, dude. Like, if you're thinking about this, like, holistically, like, we want the world to be a better place, then yes, I agree with you. But that's not how people with a lot of money and people in charge think. They go, how can we create a product and still maintain control over?
Yeah, but can you imagine like the power transition that would happen? Like if you started to implement the kind of shit into your society and say, oh, now our elevators aren't on cables. Now they just kind of raise themselves. Oh, now all this shit, like we developed a whole new technology, and we emphasize that in areas where that would benefit our country the most. If you're another country and you're seeing that and said, oh, shit, they're using that just in normal everyday shit, I can't even imagine what kind of shit they'd come after us with if we tried to do something.
Yeah, I think that first of all, I think it would take a long time to implement all this stuff. Like, right, you're talking about changing all systems, which is what it is. But the real thing is you have this, everything's quote unquote functioning. You know what I'm saying? Like elevators, roads, they function, they work, we use them, they seem to work. Vehicles, same thing. That's why electric's having problems, because the gas works and people like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't like it; they just need it. They have to. Yeah, but I would argue that most people prefer it. To be honest,
well, I mean, we bottle it up and use it as cologne.
Yeah, but that doesn't.
we love it.
Just because you have the technology doesn't mean you have to exile everything else.
I think what I could see being the case is first of all, I think it's a lot bigger than that. I think it's more powerful than that. I think it's really looked at as a form of weapon more than it is personal shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like if they have this, they're looking at this exclusively as
defense contractor.
Yeah, and if they use it in public, you don't think China's going to steal it immediately? Russia's going to steal it immediately?
If you were able to scale this up, do you imagine what that would do to space travel?
Yeah, but check this out. Did you watch Oppenheimer?
No.
Great movie, by the way. It's a fucking great movie. But Oppenheimer's thing, and this is factual, he was very concerned about building the nuclear weapon because it would change the world. And it did. I mean, arguably it did change the world. And so why was he concerned? Because he knew once it became a thing and once it was able to be used, other people would use it. What is that? Oh, yeah.
I am the destroyer of worlds.
Sure, right? But here's the thing. This is also in that realm. Once this is opened up and it becomes available, we may use it for elevators and roads and all this other shit someday. But like, what's stopping Russia from going, we could own the world?
Why can't we make flying tanks?
Well, I'm just saying, it's
with every innovation, do we always have to worry about threats and stuff? I get it. Like, it's just super annoying that like we always have to go to like, well, if another country gets this, they're gonna try to kill us.
I know, but let's be real though. Like, real honest. Okay, this is not just some new innovation. We've
had nukes forever, and they haven't done anything.
I know, but my point is nuclear weapons are really have a singular purpose, to destroy. Right? Like, we know that.
Yeah,
that's what it is for, and that is terrible, and it does change the world. But this is not the same as a new phone or even a nuclear weapon. You're talking about something that absolutely alters the entire Earth. 100%. It sends us forward 1,000, 15, 2,000, whoever. It sends us forward massive amounts of time.
Yeah.
And that changes everything. So this is not on the same level.
Well, I mean,
maybe there are concerns.
Just look at it in perspective. Like, look in the last fucking 100 years, the difference in technological advances that has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, mostly in electronics, but dude, I remember there was a general or something in front of, like, where Jean-Pierre stands. He was in like those like press conference things, and he was talking about how they have technology in the military to get from California to New York in like less than an hour.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is this? And they're not going to tell us, but it's like what Dave was saying. Like, they're using this for weaponry in case they have to do something really fast, get in, get out, drop a bomb, do whatever, extract somebody, get them out of there, just go.
But hasn't there been situations like that already? And why haven't they used it?
No. What do you mean?
Maybe they have. I don't know.
I don't think we've seen the big fucking grandiose thing yet. I think this is be conspiratorial about it, right? Russia has the potential to use nuclear weapons on people. China absolutely has the potential to use nukes. Why don't they? Why haven't they?
Because everyone knows what would happen.
Possibly, or just being weird with it, right? Like, what if the word on the street is that we do have Area 51, and the word on the street is that we do actually possess these things that are
they don't want to blow it up.
No, what I'm saying is
they'd rather come take over and take it from us.
Yeah. No, I'm sure that's not what I'm getting at. My point is what
they want a bigger penis.
What if they're afraid?
What if
they're afraid of what we have? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that literally is the reason why there hasn't been the nuclear war that has been talked about for 30 years? What if they go, listen, we can do it, but they have the shit that we think they have and that they've kind of murmured that they have, and they could just destroy us immediately. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they could take out all of our shit. We'd be fucked. Like, what if that was a thing?
Well, the big thing is that, Dave, and the thing that people like, the more like logical thing that people talk about is land. They don't want to blow up the land because they want to inhabit it and use it. So it's like, you can't like have this nuclear wasteland. You have to like be conscious about what you do with your nuclear bombs, But I mean, that's why Hiroshima and Nagasaki, it blows my mind that people are still living there today. It's like, I thought these were like nuclear wastelands that just were like Chernobyl.
Well, no, I think those were nuclear bombs, but they didn't have like the radiation.
They definitely had the
nuclear
radiation.
Stuff was just gone.
I think they definitely had the radiation. I don't, who knows if it's, we think of Chernobyl, and that was such a different situation, right? Like that was, what was it called?
And I don't know if they're telling the truth about Chernobyl.
I'm not sure either. But like, the truth is like, maybe it's not as devastating. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the initial burst is very devastating. You get a ton of this shit just blown right at you. You breathe it in for long periods of time, but once it just dissipates, who knows? I don't really fucking know.
Miss Cupcake says people still live in Chernobyl.
They do.
Do they have 3 eyes and a humpback?
No.
I mean, what are they?
They've actually, there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but he travels and shit, and he went to Chernobyl, and they found that there was a lot of areas that are coming back rather quickly, or more quickly than they thought was gonna, get to normal levels. Because you can actually go in there for periods of time. They do still have you shouldn't be in there more than an hour. You shouldn't have your mask off for X amount of time. But it's not, this whole 1,000 years of despair. Like, I don't know if that's accurate. And I think that's,
it's kind of like you ever watch the show The 100?
No, I've never seen it.
No, but I was going to ask you about Monarch, dude. Project Monarch.
I don't remember that.
It's about Godzilla and the monsters. With Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever watch that? I know it's on Apple TV. It's on a weird fight. Like, who watches Apple TV? It's weird.
Not very many people. I feel like.
Right?
Yeah.
And so but I have my ways, so I was able to watch it. I'm not going to say what I did, but I watched it, and the first episode or two, they go into Chernobyl, and they come in contact with this kid who's in the forest with a gun. They're like, what are you doing here? And the government lied to you. You don't need those masks on, because they all had masks and stuff. It's like, oh, we can breathe the air, and the whole thing was a facade. And they go down there, and what it was is they were hiding one of these monarchs, and the monarchs are called like the Titans, the
Sure.
the monsters, right?
Yeah. That's
So
kind of
it was just interesting.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, maybe.
So maybe Godzilla is in Chernobyl.
That's what I'm fucking saying, dude.
Huh. Okay.
I mean,
Duh. It's like it could be even more obvious.
there's like some fucking cockroach that just was been breathing that shit for 30 years, and it's just the size of
Yeah.
a fucking town. It's just
No,
like,
what he didn't mention was that kid in the forest also had antlers.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he had hooves
He
for
had,
feet.
he had a huge toxic dick. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, they lied to you. You don't need
Yeah.
those masks, as he has like weird
Yeah.
appendages on his body.
My
He
semen
turns
glows,
around and his
kids.
back is wide open. I can see an open flesh wound.
That's fucking good, dude. Every time you come, it's like bright green, like a neon Mountain Dew, dude.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
like a glow stick,
Yeah,
like the
man.
inside of a glow
I
stick.
jizz surge.
Yeah, dude. Gives you energy,
Oh.
baby.
Surge pop.
I think it's interesting, man. I think it's cool. I want people to do this stuff, but I think that we already have this shit. I think we already have it. You know what I mean?
I think we probably have forms of it. I would assume, but it's going to take the private sector to catch up to that to be able to implement it into society. Because they're not just going to release that. They're not just going to, hey, this is what we got. You guys go ahead and use
we
it.
ain't gonna see it.
However,
We're not gonna even see
if
it.
so like if anybody buys what David Wilcox,
Oh,
who
yeah.
I think he was an absolute fraud.
Yeah.
But if you buy what he's saying, he was saying that when Trump gets back in, they're going to be implementing the levitating cars, this whole new revelation. Like it's going to be, or not revelation, renaissance. That's what I was, the other R word.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a new renaissance because Trump is going to allow the breath.
Well, old
gonna breathe
Cox
life into
is,
all this.
I don't see it. I don't see it. I
I
don't
don't
see
see
it
it
anytime
either,
soon.
dude.
I think it's just too much. Can you imagine people like how bad they are at driving, flying? It's gonna be fucking nightmarish, dude. And you're also
It already is.
I know, but you're up in the air, bro. They hit you, you just fall. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no safety nets. Like you're just up. You know what I mean? It's weird. It's a weird. Just if you think about the like logistics behind it, it's really fucking weird. And we have planes. We've had planes for how long? And they're not personal. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time you're ever on a plane is when you're in a fucking.
I guarantee
Boeing.
you, if we ended up getting like flying vehicles, they're not going to be driven by people. They're going
What
to.
do you mean?
They're going
AI?
to drive. They're going to drive themselves. The Teslas already do that. So why couldn't they expand on that and say, hey, you can buy these, but you're not gonna. It's just you're gonna ride in it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And it follows.
You know, actually,
it follows like a
that's
certain
that's
path.
actually what I think is happening with Boeing. You know, like all these Boeing crashes and
Yeah.
Boeing problems. I feel like that's
testing?
intentional. Well, no, I think it's Elon Musk.
You think Elon Musk
um,
is making the planes crash?
Yeah, well, no, but maybe. I think that he's going to replace Boeing. So Starlink or X or whatever SpaceX, they're going to come out with commercial flights.
with
I feel like,
with a plane.
yeah, I feel
You
like
know,
his company will take over Boeing.
I just feel like of all the stuff, like in all honesty, flying to a lot of people is the scariest thing. Like, you know, whether you fly well or not, but I think in general, like what is a fear? Flying is a fear for a lot of people. You know,
Yeah,
like
it
you don't
is.
feel because you're
I mean,
you're not in
I
control.
feel like it's a smaller.
Well, but I'm saying like
percentage.
you're on a plane, you're not in control, you're relying on these two people to get you and land you safely, and you know what I'm saying.
And the plane, honestly.
And the
like,
plane is problematic, and I just feel like that is a hard fucking sell. I got to be completely honest with you. They say, hey, we have automated planes that are going to fly you around. I think even people that aren't afraid to fly are going to be like, nah, I'm not, fuck that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to have something up in the air, how many fucking feet up in the air going 800 miles per hour that has no manpower control? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure they would still have people there.
yeah, maybe, but
Just in case.
yeah, you know, who knows?
JIC.
Hey, another thing, actually, before we wrap up here,
Yeah.
there's one more thing I wanted to get you guys' take on. So this, what is it? It's not a space station. It's a fucking.
Oh, the sound. You're talking about
Oh,
the
the
sounds.
star.
Did you listen to this?
Starlight,
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
I want to play this.
The pings.
I don't even know what.
Starliner.
I don't even know what the Starliner is. For one.
Well, it's Boeing.
Oh, it
made
is
by
Boeing.
Boeing.
That's true.
Mhm.
Apparently, they started getting sonar noises or
Yeah.
something through their speakers inside their cabin or something.
Yeah.
And they recorded it and sent it back to NASA or something. Whoever they were in
Houston.
Houston, whoever they're in communication.
Houston, we got a
with.
problem.
And they didn't know what the fuck it was, and they're like, "Oh, that's very interesting. We'll analyze that and get back to you." But it just randomly started coming over their shit.
Yeah, but they're having major issues with their shit right now.
What do you mean?
They're
Boeing.
they're stuck up there. If I'm not, that's the whole.
Oh
thing.
yeah, they
So-
are for another year, right?
Well, they're supposed to be.
It's like
hitch and
sometime
ride, but-
in in 2020 next.
February
Middle-
2025.
Yeah,
225, 225. That's when they're coming back.
Nice. Yeah.
And they got stuck up there on June 6th, 2024. I'm just saying, 666. They got stuck.
But
That's
is
fucking
it
weird,
not
man.
weird that they're stuck there, and then now they started getting weird interference into their fucking stuff?
Yeah, it's the devil, dude. The devil's up there. It's a fucking demon in their shit.
You know,
I mean, that's what happens when you get a demon in your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, play it real quick. I mean, to me, it sounds like a pretty generic like alarm sound.
But it sounds underwater sonar, doesn't it? It sounds like underwater.
It kind of does. It also sounds like every fucking alien thing you'd
I
watch
know.
in a movie.
Here,
it's like so generic, like so on
Got a
point.
question about Starliner.
And it's just audio. So.
Go ahead. There's a strange noise coming through the speaker, and I didn't know if you could connect into the Starliner and let me keep mic and let you hear it. I don't know what's making it, but I don't know if there's something that maybe is connected between here and there, making that happen. But anyway, can you do that?
We can configure that, Butch. Give us a minute.
Butch.
And I'll call you back.
Butch.
Of course,
I love it.
Station Houston on 2. We're configured for audio via hardline and.
Hold on. You guys ever watch the movie Rocket Man?
It's been a minute, but yeah.
Wasn't that the guy's name, Butch?
I think so. I feel
Probably.
Like
I think it
sounds
was.
about right.
Sounds like a terrible.
That was
name.
hilarious.
Anybody in a rocket should be named Butch.
Yeah.
Even if it's a woman.
Give us a call.
Okay, I'm in Starliner, and how do you read?
5x5. How many?
Okay, I'm gonna keep the mic up.
5x5.
Copy.
Hear that?
Negative, Butch. We did not hear
You
anything.
hear that?
All right, Butch,
that.
that one came through. It was
There's
kind
a
of like a
clear one
pulsing
right
noise,
He goes,
almost like
I'll do it again.
sonar ping.
Yeah, I'll do it one more time, and I'll let y'all scratch your heads and see if you can figure out what's going on. Here we go.
See what's weird is it goes bang, bang, bang. Like
Yeah.
it's replaying.
Yeah, I don't
All right,
know.
over to you. Tell us if you figure it out.
Yep, good record.
Good recording.
Good recording. Good call, Butch.
Yeah, I'll let you figure it out. Bye.
Yeah. Anyway, thought that was fucking weird. Have a good night. You know what I mean? Like, okay, end of story.
I got a weird sound coming over the speakers. Thought I'd let you guys know. All right, later.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go take a whiz out this fucking peak hole.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have my freeze-dried ice cream real quick.
I'm
Thanks, Bob.
stuck here for another 10 months. I'll see you guys
Yeah.
later.
I'm gonna go gulp down some
he's like,
Tang.
he's like, can I bang my coworker here? Because I'm fucking horny.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to be up here this long. I'm fucking hard as a rock right now. That's actually that's my dick bouncing off the wall right there.
As you know, we were up here longer than we should have been. We're running out
Yeah.
of food, but here's a weird sound I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey there, Houston. What if she's pregnant right now?
Have anyone ever had a baby in
That's
space?
actually the baby's sound. It's like it's like the heartbeat
It's
of
a
the
sonar
baby.
or the fucking. They're on the belly, dude.
Yeah.
That's a heartbeat.
The heartbeat, yeah.
He's trying to tell him without actually telling him.
Yeah.
He's like,
It's a good play though. He's like, hey man, listen, we have to wait a year to come down. Like if I get her knocked up, they might have to come quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, she's pregnant. She's gonna deliver here. We got to get out.
they're
of
just
this
going to
joint.
show back up to Earth with an
Yeah.
alien baby.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird anti-gravity baby. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
this little
He's gonna have
scrawny fucking
superpowers.
alien.
That's how
looking-
Under the
superheroes are born.
Yeah, man. Maybe that's what. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they should. You know, can they have a baby in space, and what's that do to the?
They were actually trying to do that.
I heard they were.
Were they?
Yeah, like a while ago, they had the
Hmm.
first experiment where they sent a man and a woman up, and they were going to try to get impregnated up there.
What if it came out
How
just
long
super
ago?
alien looking?
We
Like-
talked
Well, I
about
mean-
this. Remember on the show,
Yeah,
like
I
the
know.
jizz flying through,
Oh,
like,
yes.
anti-gravity.
Oh,
You're
yes.
like, what do we do with it?
Yeah.
How do we
there-
get rid of it?
Well, there wouldn't be jizz flying through the air if
Yeah.
you were purposely trying to impregnate somebody.
That's true.
Well,
you
I
might get a
mean, I'm
little-
just saying.
you
Little
know,
leakage, huh?
little, you know,
Little drippage.
you never know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, like you're not just going to like keep all of it in you.
They're like Samantha. You cannot let that get into the electrical equipment. You must swallow it.
It has
You
a
must
mind of
swallow
its
it.
own.
If you let any of that out, we all die.
Yeah.
Just,
I
can
need
see that
you
being
to
like
gulp
a-
it
like a-
down. This is
like
for
a space
America.
porn. Dude, like a space porn movie where you're just like,
Yeah.
like a fake horror movie where like the
Yeah.
semen is just like this alien floating in the sky. Like, oh no.
It's the real blob. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like, geez,
God.
okay,
Yeah.
we're getting off the tracks here. Yeah, interesting.
It
Interesting.
is
stuff.
weird.
Yeah, you know,
I mean, it's probably fake.
I don't know if it's fake. I think it just could be like that shit's fucking failing all over the place right now. So maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Or it's some sonar from another planet.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, man.
Maybe it's the aliens just like slowly just keep letting us know. Like, we're here.
Watch,
guys.
it's just gonna disappear, and they're gonna be like,
The whole
where-
thing,
yeah,
the
where'd it
people and
go?
everything is just gone.
Yeah, Starliner
There we
is
go.
star gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, bye bye.
They're gone.
Yeah,
The
star
aliens
gone.
communicate later, like, we fucking warned you guys. We sent
Yeah.
you the sonar.
Yeah, that was our voices saying we're
Yeah.
fucking stealing you. And
We said,
Wow, you guys are dumb.
Mom, Mom.
Yeah,
We
that's how they
said,
talk.
clearly you didn't understand what we were saying.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
idiots. You know what I'm saying? All
Good
right,
show,
guys.
dudes.
Good job, man.
Good show.
All right, well,
Hopefully everybody stays safe out there with the frickin'
yes,
shooters.
yes.
Yeah.
Man. It's gonna be an interesting week with that kind of stuff, man.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Go leave a rate and review on whatever you're listening on, whether it be Spotify, Apple, fucking YouTube, whatever it is. Greg likes to read them while he poops.
Yep.
Yes.
And then if you haven't already, go over to Patreon and sign up for that. We've got a call-in show this Friday. Those are always fun.
Fuck yeah.
Do it.
Take care, guys.
Later, guys.